And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Oh my god, where did I go? Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition here of the StarCraft 2, the circuit, the Brazilian circuit of SC2. I'm of course your VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to our second broadcast of the night. Oh, hold on, I'm coming back. Welcome one and all to our second broadcast of the night. We just wrapped up with the Fire Cup. That was 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago we were live. Now we're back 4 hours later. I did get some sleep. I was able to sleep for like a couple of hours. We're good to go. We're here, we're back, and we are ready for some more StarCraft 2 action again with El Circuito Brasileiro, papi. Brasileiro. Here we go. For those that are curious, this is the beginning of an offline event in Brazil, over in Sao Paulo. There is going to be an offline event in June. In lead up to it, though, we have the playoffs, we have the group stage 2 and even group stage 1 still to work through to determine which players will make it to that offline event. Yesterday, of course, we were live with day 1. Now we're live with day 2. With day 2, with groups C and D, we went through half of the group stage yesterday. Now we're here with the other half of group stage 1. Let's go. Let us go as we are jumping on in and spawning in the bottom right hand corner. Bottom right hand corner here, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing. Oh, let me just double check that. Representing Eximius Gaming. Do we go for the zoom? Bearing in mind that we are, of course, using a clean feed for the first time. And of course, shout out to Icegar. Shout out to Icegar for, of course, being the observer as well for said clean feed. But in the bottom right hand corner, we have MaTriX for Eximius Gaming. Hold on. Does this work? Not quite. We'll get on it. In the top left, of course, we have Elivolts as well. Elivolts, the Brazilian. Oh my god. They have an intro scene. Let's go. Oh my god. They've got like stats and everything. It's crazy. In the top left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran, representing clan PWT. It is Elivolts. Oh my god. Ranked number 10. Number 10. There's a lot of okay. But again, shout out to Icegar and shout out to the people working behind the scenes. Again, they are using, or they do have their own graphics, their own setup going on. Let's go. Now that we're settling in, and game 1 here is going to be on Neon Violet Square. Now, as a reminder for some greater context, of course, this is a GSL group, so there's 4 players. There's 4 players. We have Elivolts, we have MaTriX, we have Victor, as well as Taipan as well. We have 2 Terrans, 1 Protoss, and 1 Zerg player. Oh my god, as we do have extra stats coming in as well. Let's go. Looks like we have a 100% win rate here from Elivolts over MaTriX, but I wouldn't believe here in the upsets. Now we are going to be settling in. Bearing in mind that some of the wording is going to be in Brazil, but it's all good. We're going to handle it. Likewise, I'm pretty sure in-game music is on. Sometimes it's just a little bit RNG based. We'll see there. We'll keep an eye on what's happening when it comes to in-game music. Otherwise, we'll just ask to make sure that it is on. Otherwise, it's settling in. I believe it was a double gas. Yeah, double gas opener out of Elivolts. So meanwhile, we do have a racked expand out of MaTriX instead. So MaTriX going for something more economic here. Meanwhile, Elivolts back at home being more, I was gonna say being more aggressive, being safer, maybe what a better way of putting it. I say safer, he's going for a 1-1-1. Oh my god, okay. So going for the straight up 1-1-1, racks into factory into starport instead. With this is going to be able to go into a faster medevac, even faster liberator, even faster banshee play. But a hyper aggressive here from our red Terran, and it's going to be up to MaTriX to confirm, to figure out what's going on, and to survive this. Oh, let's go. As Elivolts does confirm, the CC on the low ground is now aware that he's behind economically, and the pressure is on Elivolts to get some damage done. So far, opening up Cyclone. Does open up Cyclone behind this. It is going to be the medevac, so we're going for the drop. There it is. There's the music. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a while for it to start. But there we go. In-game music is on. Just checking. But yeah, basically straight at one base all in. Now, I'm not too fond of the idea of going for a one base all in, especially on a map like Neon Violet Square. This is the, you don't get larger than this. This is the largest map in the current tournament map pool. So it's going to take even longer to get across. Elivolts going for the pocket base as his natural. That is going to be, he's going to be stifling himself by doing so, by the way, just because that is half a base. But is technically expanding just in a more inefficient location. So Este Elivolts. Drop into the main base. We do have a Cyclone on patrol. MaTriX will be able to respond in time. And it does respond. The voids are being pulled as well. And he should shut this down without losing much of anything. SVs, they survive. We have some denied mining time at least, but for the most part, MaTriX, he is in a better position. Just building up on 2 bases. Viking production underway. Tank as well. Again, that pocket base here for Elivolts, it's an odd one, 100%. I mean, it's unscattered, I suppose. True. Meanwhile, Cyclone drop towards the natural. This side MaTriX out of position. Oh wait, my apologies. Sorry, I was so engrossed and a trap what was happening. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. As you can get your gambler going. Now do you see Elivolts getting into his own Viking production as well. Alas, Elivolts is behind economically, and again, it should be behind for the near future as well, as he is stuck on half a base. MaTriX getting his own third. His third is going to be the pocket. And looks like MaTriX is getting into Biotank. Get into a Biotank composition. I'm assuming Biotank just because he's still making Marines. High-sec auto tracking on the... No, yo, we're gonna be here for a while, baby. First Viking gets shut down. But we have high-sec auto tracking on the way. That is a brutal upgrade. Second star for 2-port Viking production. MaTriX, he's turtling up. He's looking to turtle up here. Is most likely getting into mech. Elivolts is going to be the first to push. Thankfully, he is moving out. And we'll see what he can get done here. We'll see if he can break the defensive line of Elivolts, bearing in mind that he has no stim. It's just vanilla Marines. We have some Vikings. We have some tanks. Pushing into the Nationals is not going to be easy here, but MaTriX, half his army is in the main, so he is split. He's split between his bases. He does not have everything together. So there is a chance here for Elivolts to pop off. Meanwhile, another 4th CC. MaTriX being so greedy here. That's a 4th CC on the way. That's not the third. Whereas he could otherwise be affording like a second factory, for example, for extra production. There we go. Army gets spotted. Does move in. Tank probably going off. So far so good. Gets off the tank shots. MaTriX making 3 Vikings at a time. But again, MaTriX at this one, he can afford a second factory. Or extra axes if he was to play by it. So if like gas guys are under threats, tanks moving forward. And production slipping here for MaTriX. I'll lower the volume after this. It's a little bit high. As MaTriX does hold for the time being. Does hold those certain Elivolts away. And no major losses. I mean, the gas guy is on fire, don't get me wrong, but nah, it's being repaired. Does hold on. Does force back his opponent. We're okay. I'm still shocked by that 4th command center, by the way. Like, again, MaTriX is still on 1 factory. Like, hi, Pappy. We have Neo still frames on the way as well. So yeah, again, like just confirming that he is looking at turtle. We have turrets, we have sensor towers. Unfortunately, right now MaTriX, his army supply is suffering because of his lack of production. That's my biggest criticism here, is that his lack of production is just heavily slowing him down. Despite having a better economy. Like, he's up 20 workers, he's up 20 SCVs. Like, he has a better economy than Elivolts, thanks to the fact that Elivolts did not take a proper natural base. Now we have a 5th CC on the way. Oh god. Not like this. Oh, high ISEC auto tracking popping off. Let's go. Yeah, that is a 5th CC. So MaTriX is just hurtling up, and so far, I mean, he's getting away with the lack of production, but he could just be in a much more secure position right now. Like, you can see that MaTriX is banking resources, banking minerals, banking gas, just because he cannot spend his money. He just doesn't have the production. Like, he just can't spend his money, whether it's with extra factories or even upgrades with armories. There we go. Now we have 2 more factories on the way. These are very late for MaTriX, so that's why he's down in army supply. Now double armory as well. He's getting there, but right now he's still vulnerable to his opponents. Elivolts can still pop off.
Upgrade complete.
So far, he is still trying to get his production up and running. His Viking count is solid, that's true, because the earlier 2nd starport, he at least has all those Vikings. Elivolts, he fans out his units. And we're locking in, back. We're locking in. Also, shout out to Cosmos. Este Cosmito. Too bad. Este Cosmos. As now Elivolts is securing his 3rd, actually getting a proper economy up and running, getting to more maxes. I will say that Elivolts' production has been more on point. His economy less so. That's definitely his failing there. But no getting his upgrades. Sim is already done. Combat shields. Being active with his army, looking for a way in. Does push forward. Takes down the sensor tower. Moving in. MaTriX making his way into the natural. MaTriX trying to keep up. Oh. Getting within range of the tanks. Tanks going to be going down at the same time, though. We have to control the skies. MaTriX just dominates the air. Takes down all the Vikings. Yo, Thors are on the way. I don't think the Vikings need much help, so I'm not too fond of the idea of going into Thor production right now. I think there's still value in tanks. But sure. We have Thors. We have the vehicle and ship weapon upgrades. So he's securing himself. I mean, this is where extra factories would actually be better here for MaTriX. You could afford extra factories and then get into Hellions. Hellions, I would say, do a much better job at buffering for the tank army than Thor's, if that's his goal. As the tank counts are still quite close to each other. Now he can take his own CC. You can see MaTriX just yet double expanding. Like, that's his way of spending money, but alas, his army is suffering as a result. I mean, both players are maxing out. I think he's on 3 factories. Likewise, no armor upgrades against Bio is concerning. Elivolts, he rotates, knocks down the expansion, MaTriX out of position. Now, my concern coming into the Cosmos. My concern moving into this is going to be whether or not MaTriX actually does push out. At the moment, I would say that he has a greater economy. He has a larger bank, of course. This tells me that MaTriX, he can afford to trade. He can afford to trade and afford to move out. But if he doesn't, then he's going to be losing that advantage. building up. Still yet to move out. Yo, we got Fusion Core on the way for Elivolts. True, that is like the final form as well. Like again, like MaTriX is not spending his money like teching either, which otherwise you would want to see like 2 more starports, Fusion Core, get ready for BC transition as well, or just Liberators to support the army. So Elivolts is taking well. Like he's getting into that next step. You know, he knows his path. MaTriX is having a harder time spending. Like right now, he's not spending his money. Like right now, there's nothing in the production tab. He can get into better upgrades, into 2-2, into 3-3. Oh god. Dust pushes to the siege line. This is not good. Not like this. Not like this. Vikings are going to town. But the Marines do their job. They buffer. Elivolts is just forcing his way in. Takes down the turrets. Gets a couple of SCVs. He's like slowly edging his way forward. Likewise, MaTriX, he has forgotten his upgrades. Forgot his upgrades back. He also has no harassment potential. I mean, that's the other thing that Hellions provide you, is the ability to harass across the map. I guess we're going for a Thor run by, I guess. Going for a Waddle by. Also, it's one of those things where, because MaTriX has so much air control and so much air superiority, that's where you would need BCs or Liberators, like either one. Like they both work. And for whatever reason, Elivolts, he's the first to tech. You can see there, Yamato is on the way for Elivolts. Like again, he's just so much more locked in when it comes to just like his teching and his transitioning. Like he knows what he needs, he knows what comes next. MaTriX is stuck on his current mech composition. And it doesn't scale amazingly into a longer game. I think right now it's doing fine, don't get me wrong. But once we get in towards something like Mass Viking, into Ravens, into Liberators, into BCs, like MaTriX is not quite ready for that. I mean, technically he still has the Viking lead, I suppose, but he's not doing anything with it. MaTriX, I mean. And now more turrets. Breaking out. Does attempt to. Yeah, getting a single expansion here on nearby that squares, it can be quite difficult. It can be very difficult. As BC production has begun. Our siege lines. Our siege lines. Elivolts takes the gold, takes another expansion. Elivolts, he's achieved what is difficult on this map, which is getting a 6th base, right? Like, because Elivolts has map control, he's just mass expanding behind this, getting to his bio, building up his BCs. Now we see MaTriX now working towards 2-2, a little bit of range, Fusion Core. He's now teching up, but this is late. This is late for MaTriX. He could have already been there. See how old this is. Oh, the command centers. Let's go. Let's go. I didn't need to sleep anyway. It's fine. It's fine. We're here for it back. When it comes to late game army compositions as well, when it comes to like the ideal late game of TvT, it is very heavily Raven based. This is something that neither player is really kind of clued in on. We do see both players are working towards BCs and Liberators. That is true, that is a part of it, but Ravens have so much more value just because they can disable your opponent's BCs, they can anti-arm missile the opponent's Vikings to have a better fight. Specifically, like anti-arm missiles, like non-stop anti-arm missiles on your opponent's army and disables are just so crucial. As BCs go down, and Elivolts, he does have the overwhelming Viking count. I believe he has enough. Aggress medevac tanks a volley. Very close here between the Vikings. Barely in favor of Elivolts. Okay, let's take it. See, now we're rebuilding. MaTriX is making Thor's support. So let's go to Thor's on the way. Getting to +3. He did have the better upgrades. More starports. But again, like Ravens would have made that fight so much more easier, assuming that the missile goes off. Right, you go for a massive anti-arm missile in the army. Vikings, they're prone to stacking. And then you can dominate the fight. You know, MaTriX does have the defense advantage, so his Vikings are reinforcing faster. Does reinforce faster. Again, he's working on 3-2 for his upgrades. MaTriX still contained. Still contained here. On 5 bases. Now Elivolts is switching into his own mech composition. No one's gone into Ravens yet. At this point, I don't think anyone will, to be honest. Like, it would be the correct move to go for, but at this point, I think we're just gonna ape it up and just go Mass Viking versus Mass Viking. Like, and if that's the case, there are opportunities for the Widow Mines. Like, we have a couple of Widow Mines sprinkled in for some potential connections. Never mind. Thor's might be a deciding factor, to be honest. As MaTriX going for a Thor drop, okay. But like Thor's with their splash damage with the AoE, like they can support the armor quite well. Like 1 or 2 volleys could make or break a fight. Thor drop coming in. Thor is here. Seven SCVs, not bad. Meanwhile, Vikings, they caught off guard. MaTriX only fighting with a portion of his Vikings at a time. Now we have a BC on the way from Elivolts. I do think it's a bit too early for that. Like, it's just really awkward just because BCs are a bit of a magnet. Oh. So SCVs are getting caught out. MaTriX going for a super maxed army as he's running out of resources. Like, I believe the natural's mined out, the main is mining out, the poker base mining out for MaTriX. He is starving. Let's go long distance mining. Let's go. Move in. You gotta respect the Thor. Speaking of, Thor has to respect the tanks. And technically, I don't think Elivolts has to move in. I mean, if he's able to maintain this contain, eventually MaTriX, he will try to break out. Like, he will try to force his way out and push into the siege line of turrets and of tanks. So it's gonna take another 20 minutes, but Elivolts, he's winning this game. he is winning this game. Just straight up containing. Does have the better defensive position. He's getting there. Ooh, MaTriX, he breaks out though. He's taking top right. Uh-oh. We can allow that to happen. Now, Elivolts, he does have a hit squad of Marauders, and that's all he needs. He just has to move in with the Marauders, and they should be fine. And again, he just has to ensure that base never gets up and running. Speaking of, there are the Marauders. There's a cancel. Takes a lot of Marauder shots to kill SCVs, but they do it. BC is just gonna get one shot. As we mentioned, like right now, it's not the time for BCs. Not if we're not going raid. Yo, meanwhile, shout out to shout out to Steadfast. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good cast with Odyssey King of the Hill. Yo, the raid into the raid. I hope you had a good time. I did actually nap in between, so we were casting earlier. Fire Cup gave you a raid. I slept for like 2 hours, 3 hours. Now we're back. We're back. We keep going. Let's go. As MaTriX does try to force his way out, does take down the Vikings. He breaks out. He breaks free. It's still just making more Vikings. Just 8 more Vikings on the way. Going for his Raven. For those who are tuning in, welcome to the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. This is the beginning of an offline event. Basically, there's going to be a big offline event in Sao Paulo for the Brazilian scene. Shout out to the community, by the way, for crowdfunding the event, for paying for travel costs for the players. But this is the group stage early on, the online group stage. So first you have the group stage, then group stage 2, then the playoffs, and then the finals. I say finals, like the upper echelons of the playoffs in Sao Paulo. We're going to be casting it here in English. And this is group stage 1. This is day 2. We were live last night, of course, with group A and B, and here we are live with group C and then group D thereafter. Because it's the early group stage, all the pro players are seeded further in. All the GMs and pros are seeded further into the tournament. Right now in the earlier group stage, this is where we have more Diamond and Masters players facing up. And if you're curious what you missed out on, nothing. It's been 30 minutes so far. we're 27 minutes in, and it's mech versus mech on Neo Violet Square. You can imagine. You can fill in the gaps. You can imagine what's been happening. No, no. As MaTriX does break out, does break free. Vikings, they commit across the map. Elivolts, he has to react, he has to commit. He's racing back home. CC goes down, going into the main. Does head towards the main base. Basically, MaTriX is desperate because he's been starved out the entire game. He's been stuck on 5 bases. Again, welcome to Neo Violet Square. It's just so difficult to take a sig. And the BCs that will shut this down. The Mass BC takes out all the Vikings. And GG gets called. GG gets called. He runs out of steam, and Elivolts, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Elivolts, he does take a lead in the series. That was game 1, by the way. And depending on how the veto process went, depending on what maps we have next, I'm a little bit concerned as to how the rest of the series is going to unfold. I'm worried if we have, like, I don't know, say Abyssal Reef or King's Cove up next. A little bit concerned. We're getting ready, though. Getting ready for game 2. He did indeed say he was returning the raid. Ah, there you go, there you go. Hello, Infestor. Hello, Gary. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. Psycode as well. Fractal in the chat. Bienvenidos. But yes, that was game 1. And it looks like we have the lobby for game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Frostline. Let's go. As a reminder as well, I'm casting from a clean feed. Oh, actually, I can update the in-game text for that. Observer. Eye scar. Let's go. But yes, we are getting ready for that second game. Now, Frostline, assuming we end up in mech versus mech again, Frostline is a more open map. It is more difficult to turtle. Not impossible, but it is more difficult to turtle up and to secure yourself and just hunker down on 4 or 5 base. Yeah, it's actually very difficult. Your 4 base setup on Frost, we'll get into it, but your 4 base setup on Frostline is a lot more spread out. It's a lot more exposed, more isolated bases from each other, so it's more difficult to turtle and to hunker down like you can on Near Violet Square, King's Cove, or Abyssal Reef. Likewise, the 5th base, we didn't even just talk about a 6th base, but the 5th base here is also very spread out and very isolated. It's so difficult to try to be defensive and turtly like that. So I would hope that MaTriX does take a different approach coming into game number 2, but we'll see. We'll see how he does adjust. So we're getting into game number 2. Brazilian tournament, yes. If you missed out on what the explanation that I had earlier, this is the group stage. This is the stage 1 of what is going to be an offline event in Brazil. It's going to be happening in Sao Paulo. So there's a big offline event happening in Sao Paulo. The offline event is happening in June, by the way, so still a ways away. But the online portions are going to be played out earlier, already this weekend. And here we go. We have in the bottom hand corner of Frostline leading the series 1-0. We have the red Terran player from Brazil. It is Elivolts. And that's up right. We do have his opponent. We have for Eximius Gaming, MaTriX. Let's go. Rank number 26. Apparently with TvT being his highest win rate. Again, a lot of those stats are based off of the players' performances in online Brazilian tournaments like Code for Giants Cup and MaTriX StarCraft. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a more even spread here when it comes to his overall race report. Around 50% in all 3. Let's go. Power Toxic Clan. Ah, there you go. But again, it looks like in the history of these 2 players, Elivolts does have a 100% win rate. I will say that MaTriX did have a stronger start last game. 100%. Like, he had a much stronger start. But it was the mid-game, it was the macro that was failing him, and he wasn't able to get the lead that he was really hoping for, despite being ahead worker-wise, base-wise, economically. Did fall behind. But now they were settling in. Do have our Rax Expand setups. So don't put a message in Discord. Oh. Yeah, all good. So here we go. We are settling in. So far, I didn't mention Rax Expand, but both players are going to be going for their CCs on low ground into delayed factories. So economic builds by both MaTriX and Elivolts. So far, so good. And we'll see where this leads us. Hola, papi. Hola, Young Peso. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Buenos días. But yeah, we've been casting quite a lot of Brazilian StarCraft here on the channel for the past year, I want to say. Typically, we've been featuring, monthly tournaments or bi-weeklies, fortnightly events. But yeah, it's really cool to see that has all culminated into an offline, tournament here in 2025. Whether it becomes a regular thing, yet to be determined. But yeah, I know that Cosmos and those working behind the scenes have been putting in a lot of work regarding that. So much love to Cosmos, much love. As last game we did have, I mean, eventually it turned into mech versus mech. Elivolts did open up with bio tank. Did open up with a more aggressive style, and I do think he can have more success here on first line. Meanwhile, MaTriX, do you see what I see? I see a second Rex. MaTriX, are we gonna play bio? Let's go. Second Rex on the way, getting into his own 2-on-1. Reapers they poke in. They shouldn't get much done though. Gonna be forced out. Gonna be forced out. Gonna be forced away. Oh, there's the local. Circuito Brasileiro de StarCraft 2. Beautiful. So Elivolts, he is going for an earlier push. This is a bit of a riskier move here from Elivolts, exposing his first tank, but he can get within range of some of the production. Does have high ground vision. He's moving in, going for the racks. Stim is on the way from MaTriX, so again he is going into his own bio production this time for the first time this series. Tank is within range. Going for at least the depot. Will get it. Depo's going down. Elivolts getting to a third CC, so faster base behind this for the Red Terran. Some of the production is denied. Now thankfully doesn't deny Stim. Stim was further back. Reapers, they break through. They do get full. They get full vision of the main. They get eyes on the Stim timing. And Elivolts, he responds with his own Raxes. Now this production setup is a little bit more delayed here for Elivolts, which is my big concern. There's going to be a window in time here where MaTriX has Stim over his opponents, and he can try to make full use of that. MaTriX are building up, going for an eventual drop across the map as well. And Elivolts, he's racing back home. He's at least aware that it's not mech. Meanwhile, I appreciate that MaTriX, he's not just playing the same style over and over again. Again, I'm not too familiar with MaTriX as a player. Not too familiar. So Elivolts, he backs off. Again, Elivolts is getting ready for the Stim timing, getting ready for the drop. We're assuming that MaTriX is going to be active. So we're building up. Again, Elivolts getting to his own Stim, his own combat shields far later than his opponent. This is where there's a lot of pressure on MaTriX to actually make use of his upgrade timing. Like, he has his upgrades. He's got Stim, combat shields. He has what he needs. And there we go. There's the Unsiege. There's the push. He's moving out. He's going to be breaking out across the map. And we'll see what he can catch. Now, Elivolts, if you remember, he did get a really fast third CC. So he may attempt to expand, and as he expands, as he moves out, that's where he's going to be exposed. Speaking of, he does move out into the open. MaTriX has potential. Jesus. As we set up a siege line here in the main. Elivolts is looking to expand. There's a scan. Scan on the main army. MaTriX stimming in. Catches a couple of Marines, but does not get the CC. Dropping into the main. Calm down. And Vikings will stop him and take down a depot at least. Not much more than that. Gets within range of the tank. And this is decent damage so far, but ideally MaTriX, he wants to be expanding behind this, right? He wants to take his own third base, take advantage of his map control, gain a greater economic lead. I'm actually not certain if he has a third CC yet. So he backs off, he rotates. Rotates around. There it is. Third, oh, extra racks is going to be on the way. Sounds like letter E, like Viking. Oh, there you go. Viking? Viking? En español it's vikingo. Vikingo, papi. Another Elivolts claiming his third. Meanwhile, MaTriX is now getting his own third CC on location. Game is going to be slowing down. MaTriX, he wasn't able to achieve too much with his push, unfortunately, and now he's falling behind. He's down in bases, down in SCVs. Elivolts, he is broken out. We have 2 upgrades on the way here for the Red Terran as well. And things are looking a little bit more dire here for MaTriX. So he does break out. Oh. Elivolts, he could try to go into medevac production from here and try to have a more mobile composition, but for the timing, it's just going to be like Marines, tanks, Vikings, something more robust. Oh no, never mind. Okay, we got medevacs, which means we can try to bypass the army. But now the main armies are just keeping up with each other. Second starport on the way from MaTriX. Elivolts looking for a way in.
SCVs, they're under attack.
Still looking for a way in here. Oh, there it is. There's the drop. And this is what we're waiting for. Going for the Doom drop. Let's go. Now, what are the turrets? What's the state of the turrets looking like in the main? I don't know if there's as much of a ring of turrets in the main base for MaTriX. I don't think he's quite ready for this. And Elivolts, of course, is ready. Is prepared. There we go. The Doom drop is going in. There's 6 tanks with this. Not too many Marines. As Elivolts didn't pick up everything. He's going into the main. There are a couple of turrets here and there, but nothing too robust. Yeah, Elivolts he can commit. Goes to the boost, goes to the Doom drop, into the main base, on top of the production. We have a couple of Marines here to defend, but the tanks they will siege. Boys are being pulled. Oh no, the boys! Boys are being pulled. They get completely shut down. MaTriX already just evacuated, just abandoning the main. Going for the Great Migration. Oof. Yeah, the ramp is covered. 31 SCV kills, and in one fell swoop, Elivolts, he has control. He has control of the game. Takes down the factories. MaTriX, he has to go all in. He commits. Marines are stepping forward. He's pushing into a tank line. Yeah, we have bunkers, turrets, and tanks. Yeah, GG. GG gets called. And Elivolts, he will take the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. He will claim the series and will advance on into the winners match. GG. GG, well played. As he does claim it. Again, MaTriX, he had a couple of strong moments in this series, especially game 1, right? Like game 1, like he was in a better position early on, but we were talking about how his production was delayed, his upgrades were delayed, like he didn't get his production cycle going fast enough. It took him a long time, so his lead kind of fell by the wayside. Here in game 2, likewise, unfortunately, he was just later to expand and later to build up himself. I think we saw towards the end that Elivolts, he had a maxed out army and his opponent was down still like 40-30 supply. But GG. GG, well played. With that, Elivolts, he will take the first series, and now we are getting ready for our next setup here for our next set of best of 3s. Up next is going to be Victor versus Taipan. Let's go. This also gives us a moment to have a look at the bracket